BCTV News at 6 with Hudson Mack.
Good evening. BC teachers could be on strike for 3 days early next week, but the province today introduced legislation to try to stop the strike from continuing. The Labour Relations Board has approved full strike action by teachers with conditions, but the Education Minister responded today with legislation that will impose a cooling off period and names a mediator and threatens heavy fines if a teacher's strike persists. CTV's Louise Hartland has the story tonight from the legislature.
It is a political game of chess between BC teachers and the government, and in this game, the students are the pawns.
We're trying to get the mechanics in place to allow our members the widest possible choices in terms of courses of action.
This morning, BC teachers won the right to strike after taking their case to the Labour Relations Board. Teachers have the green light from the LRB to strike for 3 days a week, starting as soon as Monday. The other 2 days of the week, current teacher service levels must be maintained. The LRB also ruled teachers cannot block access to schools. A short time after the LRB ruling, Education Minister George Abbott tabled legislation to get the teachers back to work, or they could face hefty fine. Bill 22, the Education Improvement Act, would extend the current teacher's contract until June 30th, 2013, impose a cooling off period until the end of June, during which time a mediator will be appointed to help the two sides negotiate. But negotiations would take place under the government's net zero bargaining mandate.
I'm disappointed that I've not been able to turn the dial in terms of the relationship between the Teachers Federation and me as minister and government. We need to do that.
If no agreement is reached, Abbott says he will not tolerate more job action in September.
I'm hopeful that the processes we're engaging today will be successful and that would not be necessary. But I do not want to see students have to experience what they've experienced this year again.
The bill could take more than a week to pass, and in that time the teachers could go ahead and walk off the job without penalty.
I do not take lightly, nor should any partner in the education system take lightly what will occur in the event of a walkout in terms of the cost to over 1 million parents of those 520,000 public school students in British Columbia.
I just think it's the wrong path. I think that the government could have taken another path, and instead they seem determined to use this approach.
The BCTF says the legislation is unacceptable. The legislation also aims to find a solution to class size and composition issues, but the BCTF says it is not enough.
And Louise Hartland joins us now at the legislature with more. Let's talk about those fines that you mentioned in your report, Louise. How much?
Well, Hudson, this bill, if it goes through, is expected to pass next week. And so if the teachers continue to strike after the bill passes, each teacher could face a penalty of $475 a day. The BCTF would also face a daily fine of $1.3 million. The BCTF calls the penalties outrageous, saying, quote, "The government is attempting to intimidate, bully, and bludgeon the teachers." Hudson.
All right, Louise Hartland reporting. Louise, thanks.
Yep.